Hey guys, Wrestling Throwdown here, and I have a special guest with me today. He's going to be my co-host for today for the Smackdown review, Michael Miner. um, and I'm gonna try and do TNA tomorrow, so don't worry guys about if you're waiting for TNA. First off, I want to talk about Del Rio before I actually start talking about SmackDown, just because Del Rio I know he was obviously he was a major person in SmackDown. He was the world champ for a lot of times. So they fired him. He got fired, obviously, if you didn't know, because of a racial comment. I guess one of the main guys from the WWE management guy did a racial comment. I'm not sure what exactly was said. They're still trying to find out exactly what was said, but some kind of racial comment was said to him, and he acted out in rage, and he slapped the guy, and he was fired for it. And there's a lot of people, they're pretty much saying like, like, this isn't fair, and he's he was just acting out in rage, and like the other guy should have got fired too for making the racial comment. And the thing with Del Rio is, there was rumors going around that he was going to be leaving soon anyways, and he wasn't going to renew his contract. And I think that was one of the main reasons why they just decided to fire him. Because, I mean, they obviously seen that he wasn't going to come back, or he wasn't going to be there for much longer anyway. So they were just like, you know what, we'll just let him go now. And it's funny because they were also saying that AJ Lee almost got fired for kind of a similar reason back in I think this was about a year ago. Yeah, it was about a year ago. For the Tribute of the Troops, her and I guess Michelle Beadle, I think that's what her name is. Some I don't know, entertaining person. I don't know if she's ESPN. I don't know what the heck she is, but she claimed that she was best friends with or not best friends, but good friends with CM Punk, and she said, "Hey, fuckface," to him. Backstage, and he got offended, and he told obviously AJ, who was his girlfriend at the time, now it's his wife, and she said, there was a couple different things that happened with this, but the main point is they said AJ Lee went crazy, and they were going to fire her, but Vince said that he wanted her to stay, and he said that no, we're not firing her, because obviously it was a talent decision. He obviously knew she'd be good for talent later down the road. But yeah, this is kind of a similar thing with Del Rio, but they obviously didn't think that Del Rio was really going to be a huge major thing in the roster to be let go, like, because they really haven't been doing anything with him. He hasn't been in any major storylines or anything like that. Wasn't holding a title. They really didn't. I mean, that was probably why they fired him. It's just kind of like, well, you're not doing anything. You're not going to sign your contract. And that's probably why they let him go. And, people can say that it wasn't fair, that, they fired him and everything like that. And, I mean, I think they needed to fire the other guy, too, for making the racial comment. But if Del Rio was leaving to begin with, that's probably why. But, Michael Miner, you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, to me, seeing Alberto Del Rio go just for something, the racial slur. I mean, to me, I think pretty much he's just protecting his culture. I mean, people saying that, oh, you're just a Mexican dumbass and that kind of deal. If somebody were saying something about my family or something, I would have to do something about it. But it sucks to see him be released. I know it was somewhat, I have to say, a bad choice of leaving. To me, I would have liked to see him wrestle, like, and then say he's going to be leaving and that kind of deal, something like that. But slapping some kind of dude, I think that was a little too tense for him. He shouldn't have done that at all. But they should have fired the other guy too for saying racial slurs.
Definitely. Good luck to Alberto Del Rio in his future endeavors. I wasn't a huge fan of him. I thought he really needed to be more careful with people. I feel like he was injured like he injured people quite a bit, but and I think they pushed him a little bit too much for what he was worth. But I didn't think he was an overall bad wrestler or anything. I do think he was good, but hopefully he goes back to Mexico and he does good there. You know, I think that's what he really wanted to do anyways. He didn't like how he was being treated in WWE. So good luck in future endeavors. Anyways, so let's get started. Dean Ambrose starts off the show. And as you guys know, he won the beat the clock match for on Raw this past week. And the Authority said that he could the winner of that match could pick the stipulation for the match at SummerSlam. And everyone was saying that he was probably going to pick a Money in the Bank match, but obviously he didn't do that. He picked a lumberjack match. And I thought this was pretty weird. I mean, it fit into what, you know, him and Seth were, you know, doing, because Seth just kept running away, and, you know, this way that they both can't run away, and pretty much that the match will happen no matter what. So that was a good idea on Dean's part, but I thought it needed a little something extra. I don't think a lumberjack match is going to do it, but obviously I don't think these guys' feud's going to be done after this. I obviously think they're going to feud for at least a few more months, because this is going to be their first match. So, you know, a feud usually lasts, especially this one this heated is obviously going to last for a few more months. But, you know, he made some funny comments, and the one that I thought was pretty humorous, he said, we can have let's the loser washes Triple H's car match, but I'm pretty sure Seth Rollins already does that. Pretty much taking another shot at pretty much Dean Seth's daddy, Triple H. You know, he calls him his daddy and all that. And he pretty much says, like, the Authority thought they had the whole thing planned with Heath Slater and everything like that, and obviously Heath Slater ended up winning. And they can't plan for Dean Ambrose, pretty much. And Seth gets mad, and he comes out, and he says, just pick the damn match already. Pick the damn match. I don't, he's just like, this is bullshit, you know, say what you're going to say, and let's just get it over with. And Dean, you know, obviously then picks the lumberjack match, and that was pretty much that. And then Seth did say that the Authority could pick, told him that he could pick his opponent for later on tonight, and he picked Randy Orton. And so Randy Orton versus Dean's going to be later on for tonight. The segment was overall very good. Dean's promos, he amazes me. He's so funny, and, you know, everyone, you know, really wants him to be heel right now, but I kind of like how the characters are reversed, with Seth being the heel and Dean being the face, you know, because people can get behind Dean, you know. And it is kind of interesting seeing Seth as a heel. I mean, I've watched him since ROH. I've already seen Seth as a heel, but I don't know, it's just interesting, and I like how they're actually, I hope they just don't make him a joke. I really don't. That's the only thing my problem with Seth being a heel right now, is I don't want them to make him a joke. I really don't, because they always make heels look so weak and like they can't fend for themselves, and they always need help, especially if he's with the Authority, obviously. You know, they're acting like he's getting everything handed to him. And I really do not like how he won Money in the Bank. I was happy that he did, but I really do not like how he won it. But yeah, I don't know. I really hope that they make whoever, if Seth does win at SummerSlam, I really hope that they make him win cleanly, because you guys know that I love Seth, and he's my favorite, and I think he deserves way better than this. He's an amazing, amazing talent. Dean is an amazing talent too. They both are very good, and they have both great futures ahead of them. And this match, I'm very excited for. Their feud's just going to be great. I just think the simulation should have been a little bit better. Put something in it, like a street fight, something along those lines where Dean can go crazy, because now he can't even go crazy. He has to stay in the ring. But Michael Miner, your thoughts?
Yeah, to me, Dean picking, I love Dean Ambrose. I mean, to me, he's a really dang good promo kind of guy. The stipulation part, being a lumberjack, to me, it wasn't a good pick to do. A lumberjack, you aren't going to get any you aren't going to get much of Seth Rollins. But to me, if I would, they could have put a match like they could have put a ladder match for the briefcase. Just like they did with the Money in the Bank, but a little ladder match. Have nobody around. They could have had a cage match, street fight. We thought on my show, we thought a lot of good matches. They could have had a parking lot brawl with the cars around, so they can't move anywhere. That would be awesome to see because Dean Ambrose has got that rugged look like he's a street fighter. He wants to go out in the streets and fight. I mean, if they would have put him in a parking lot brawl, that would have been awesome too to see.
Definitely. Dean is definitely a crazy maniac. And I just think they should have done something better. But, obviously this is their first match, so obviously the matches will hopefully just keep getting better. And that's all we can pray for, hopefully. Anyways, the next match. Now, this is Rev Axel versus Mark Henry and Big Show. And Big Show makes his return tonight. He's been filming a movie. The funny thing is he has been working dark matches for the past, I don't know, it's been like past few weeks. The reason why they have not had him on TV, this is a really stupid reason, I know, but the reason why they have not had him on TV is because creative has not had anything to do with him. Like, they can't think of anything to do with him. And, it's kind of like, well, you got this big guy, and, I really like how they paired him with Mark Henry. Like, put him as a tag team. Like, I don't think, at least as long as I've been watching for 11 years, I've never seen them tag team with each other. So, I mean, they've had a few tag teams here and there, but, like, I mean, as a real, like, tag team and have tag team titles with, I really have not really seen them together. And so I really think this was a good choice. Hopefully they keep them together. Because, it'll help Mark Henry out, and it'll help Big Show out get their last few years because, they're getting old. They're probably going to retire in the next few years. And I like them both. I really enjoy both of them. So, hopefully this will, make them, both have something to do, pretty much. Anyways, Big Show wins, and Mark Henry wins. At the same time, Mark Henry does the strongest slam, and Big Show does the choke slam, and they get the win. Yeah, and that's all I pretty much got to say about that. What about you, Michael Miner?
Yeah, pretty much the same. The match was really decent. The tag team match was really decent to see Big Show and Mark Henry tag up. To me, with the tag title situation, they got to do something with the tag titles. They got to maybe put them in a match or something on pre-show for the titles. I don't know what's going to happen for SummerSlam. We've only got two titles are on the line so far. I would just see if they would put the tag titles, but at the pre-show. But because I haven't seen over the few weeks, we haven't seen the Usos wrestle. We haven't seen them doing anything else. It's just they need to do something with the tag titles. That, or if with the Ascension getting done, they could jump over to the main roster one day and fight the Usos for the tag titles.
Definitely. I'm very excited for the Ascension coming up. The Usos have had a good reign, but I don't know, they really haven't been doing anything with them since these past few weeks. They were having them feud with the Wyatts, but then you just really have not seen them lately. Yeah. And I don't know what's up with that. If they're trying to the creative is trying to think of something to do with them. The word was that they were supposed to have a fatal four-way for the tag teams with the Usos, Ryback, the Wyatts, and I thought it was going to be Goldust and Stardust, but they're actually acting like it's going to be Slater Gator now, which I'm actually excited about because Slater really needs this, and he really needs a title. I really hope they end up pushing him. They have been pushing him for the past few weeks. I really hope they push him because he deserves a push. But anyways, yeah, we'll see. Hopefully they do something with that. But next is Dolph Ziggler backstage, and he's watching Seth's match, and then he's making fun of him with a few divas and Adam Rose, and he's pretty much just saying it looks like a movie theater backstage, and Dolph's funny. I like Dolph. And Seth obviously gets irritated. He comes up from behind him and he laughs. He's like, "You're so funny. You're just so funny, you know." And he's just like, you know what's even more of a joke is your career. You haven't done anything with your career, and that obviously gets Dolph Ziggler mad. And Dolph Ziggler makes fun of his outfit and says he looks like Catwoman. And as much as I love Seth, yeah, his outfit is just not working for me. And he says the Authority wouldn't mind him picking his own match tonight since he picked Dean's, and he says, "Dolph, I want you in a match later on tonight." And Dolph agrees, and so later on tonight is announced Dolph versus Seth. This segment was pretty funny. They both had some stuff to say. I do think it's interesting that Seth said that Dolph Ziggler's career is a joke now, and he has points, but it's just like it shouldn't be a joke because Dolph Ziggler, I'm a fan of Dolph Ziggler, and I really like him. I think he deserves way better than this. Ever since he lost the world title, since he got, had a concussion, they pretty much haven't done anything with him till now. He's finally going to get his match with the Intercontinental title at SummerSlam, and supposedly they're going to add Sheamus in that and maybe unify the titles. I don't know. Sheamus has been sick, though, I guess, with the flu, so that's why we haven't seen him. But they have been thinking about unifying the titles for a while now, so who the hell knows what they're going to do. But Dolph and Seth, I really think both of them are the two best sellers for moves on the roster. Both of them can sell a move like, oh my God, you wouldn't believe. It's just every single time I see someone hit, like especially kick Dolph in the face, Dolph just goes flying and he acts like he's just dead, and it's so great. And Seth is the same way, he acts like he takes bumps, he like gets hit across the ring, and it's so great. Both of them are so great, and that's why they have such great matches together. But they're both very talented guys, so I was excited to see this match later on tonight, but we will talk about that later. What about you, Michael Minor? What did you think about the segment?
Yeah, the segment was really good. I love Dolph Ziggler, coming with the funny thing. It's just, wish they got rid, as you all know, I hate Adam Rose. I'm a lemon. As you all know on my show, I'm a complete lemon. I always skip his matches. And then my other two friends say, whoa, 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 and I just don't like Adam Rose. But the segment was good, laughing and all that kind of deal. And you got Seth Rollins and, Dolph Ziggler saying, oh, you look like a cat. I'm like, okay, that definitely is right. I love Dolph Ziggler and Seth. I mean, to me, now seeing Seth going heel, I thought maybe with Seth Rollins, I can't wait to see what he does with that briefcase and all that kind of stuff. But Dolph and Seth, they're going to be a really good match later today.
Next is Sin Cara versus Damien Sandow. And now, you guys, if you haven't noticed already, I want to make a little thing about this because I've noticed it for a while now. They haven't changed it yet. Sin Cara is Hunico, obviously. He's been Hunico for quite some time now. And they still decide to have Hunico and Sin Cara on the roster, like we don't know. And it's just like if they're gonna like release the guy who used to play Sin Cara, they need to just release him and get rid of they either need to get rid of Sin Cara or they need to get rid of Hunico on the roster and just have Hunico as Sin Cara or Hunico as Hunico, because obviously we have seen Sin Cara do so much better. We haven't seen him botch as much, and so obviously people knew there was something going on, and all of a sudden we just see this tattoo on the side of his arm, and we obviously notice it's Hunico. And but I just think it's ridiculous that they still act like both of them are still on the roster, and it's just like they're the same person though, the person who played Sin Cara needs to either get released or they need to give him a new gimmick or something.
Yep.
They need to do something because it's just obviously people know that it's Hunico, But anyways, he first faces Damien Sandow. And this was a pretty fast match. Damien Sandow comes out as Mr. Border Patrol. And I really feel bad for Damien Sandow. I don't like Damien Sandow, but I feel bad for him. My brother's a huge fan of Damien Sandow. And he pretty much says, you know, I think they were in Texas Friday night, and so he pretty much says like everybody who's there that shouldn't be there needs to get out, and he's going to make sure of that. He's going to make sure of it, and it was a really funny gimmick. And then Sin Cara obviously wins in another fast match. That was pretty much all that was that. But Damian Sandow, I really wish this was one of the people that I really wish they would have paired with Heath Slater, because Damian Sandow and Heath Slater would have been a great tag team. I really do. They're both funny. They're both entertaining, and most people both like them both too. They both, at least Heath Slater has been getting cheers, but Titus O'Neil and Heath Slater, it's not working for me. It's just they just decided like, okay, we don't want to release you two, so we're gonna put you as a tag team, and like that's pretty much what they did, and it's just weird because no one really, I mean, I don't really hear any cheers for Titus O'Neil, and I hear cheers for Heath Slater, and obviously they don't want to turn Heath Slater face. And I don't understand that. I really think they need to turn him face, especially since they're turning Big E, Kofi, and Xavier Woods heels very soon. And even if they turn Titus O'Neil back as a face too, if they make him a face tag team, then okay. But I really think that they would have been better off turning Damian Sandow as a face and Heath Slater as a face and putting them as a tag team. I think they would have worked well together. They're both kind of like, they both get their kind of entertainment. Kind of, they both people both enjoy seeing both of them, what they have put on the table. They're both talented, and you know, like I said, I don't really like Damian Sandow. I love Heath Slater though, but that doesn't mean I don't think Damian Sandow doesn't deserve a push. I think he does deserve a push. But what do you think about Damian Sandow, Mike Minor?
Yeah, Damian Sandow. I mean, coming out every week with different kind of characters. To me. I just can't wait to see what tomorrow's going to bring, because we all know it's going to be Hulkster's birthday, so maybe Damian Sandow might be coming dressed out either some wrestler he used to face or something. But to me, Damian Sandow is doing really well. I know he's doing with this stuff, but to me, yeah, I think so too. I would love to see Heath Slater and Damian Sandow both go face, because, like you said, you know, seeing Heath Slater getting cheered and Titus O'Neil getting booed, it's just not the same. I would love to see Heath Slater and Damian Sandow be as a tag team.
Definitely. Next is the match of the night, and I think. Well, actually, Brandy and Dean were pretty good too, but it got cut short. But Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins. These two put on always a hell of a match. These two are just so great. It's a very physical match. And obviously Seth wins with the blackout. And the thing with Seth is they finally made him look aggressive, and I liked that. They made him look really aggressive in this match, and he still won cleanly. He didn't win, with any help and everything, and this really puts him over. And it's just like, why can't they just do that? Why can't they just have this one heel?
There you go.
I can understand if you turn one guy heel and he's not that great, but Seth Rollins is just so amazing, so talented, that he doesn't deserve to be, he doesn't deserve like the treatment that they're giving him and making him look like a joke. He really, if you're gonna make him heel, make him aggressive, make him like play dirty and stuff, but don't make him like have help and stuff in the back from the Authority. It's not gonna make it look right. And I know that this is like that's the whole storyline pretty much for him and Dean to have their match as the Authority, but it's just like, Seth would look so much stronger if he beat Dean cleanly. It would just make Dean be like, okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe he is better off alone. Maybe I was just, it still hurts that he, turned on us. But you know what? The guy's doing better alone, so maybe I'll just leave it at that. But I just hate how this whole thing is just every single time that they turn someone heel, they have to make them look like a complete joke. It's just like, and I love heels too. Most of the wrestlers I like are heels right now, and it just makes me so mad that just seeing someone as talented as Seth Rollins, like make him run away and look like a weak link, and it just pisses me off so bad. But the match was overall very, very good. Him and Dolph always have very good matches together. I really hope that they do something with Dolph Ziggler. That was as much as I like The Miz, I kind of hope that they give Dolph Ziggler the title right now. I think that would help him out a little bit. And yeah, the match was very good. Michael Manor, what do you guys say?
Yeah. To me, I have to say Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins. That match was match of the night. That's why I said on my show a couple nights ago. That match always is a good match with Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler. I mean, to me, really good. It's really good to see him go clean, do a match clean. Like you said, to me it just feels like it. Look at stuff that he's done in Ring of Honor, that he's done clean matches by himself. He didn't need no help, but with him getting help from Kane or help from Orton or something like that, it's just not a good match. But this match was good. I mean, to me, now Seth Rollins can finally do a match by himself, win it cleanly, and I think Seth Rollins did a really good job winning this match. I mean, both Dolph and Seth sold everything during their match. It was a really good match.
Definitely. Renee interviews Randy backstage, and she's saying, like, how are you preparing for your match with Dean tonight, since he's so... And it's so funny. I gotta mention this. I know I probably shouldn't, but I got to. Whenever Renee brings up Dean Ambrose, you should just see the look on her face, just the interviews with him and her, because they're together. But it's so funny. Whenever his name's brought up, just the look she gives, it's just so funny. But anyway, she interviews Randy, and tonight he says he's pretty much said he's not scared of Dean, and he's going to show Dean who's more sadistic, and that Dean does not scare him, and that he doesn't care how crazy he is, because Randy will always be crazier, and that he will do what he did to Roman on a few weeks ago and everything. And he said that, and speaking of Roman's actually hurt. I'm sure he'll be back soon, but I'm sure he'll be there like Monday, tomorrow. But he got 6 staples in his head. I don't know if I mentioned that. I forgot if I did or not. Yeah, he got hurt during his match on Monday. But yeah, I'm sure he'll be fine. I'm sure he'll heal up fine. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that just in case if he's not there Monday night. But yeah, Randy says he's pretty much Brody, and that was pretty much that. I'm a huge fan of Randy Orton. I really like that they turned him back heel again. I think that was like the best move that they could have done for Randy Orton, because Randy Orton is definitely way better as a heel. He's got that crazy sadistic side, kind of like Dean Ambrose, that it really only shows when he's heel, because when he's face, he's just so boring. And I really hate to say that he's boring, but he really is when he's a face. Like, I can't even bear to watch him, and he's one of my favorites. And I just can't even bear to watch him when he's face. But when he's heel, his promos are good, and just everything about him, his whole crazy side is just excellent. And that's why I think this is going to be a really good match with him and Roman Reigns, because he looks like he's on top right now as Randy, and obviously that they're going to show that Roman Reigns really needs to step up his game to beat Randy Orton at SummerSlam. But overall, I think Randy is definitely has this, and he's just so amazing at his character, and I would really like to see him be champion one more time. I know he's kind of getting up there with John Cena, and probably people don't like it if I say this, because they're probably getting sick of Randy being champion, but he really never had a rematch and everything, so I really think he needs a rematch. But hopefully maybe after him and Brock can feud. But I don't know who would turn, obviously, unless hopefully that would be great if they had heel versus heel match, but that's never going to happen. They have to always turn someone face or someone heel, and obviously, probably, unless Paul Heyman goes with someone else, obviously, and Brock turns face, obviously, Randy would have to turn back face, and I wouldn't like that. But what are your thoughts on this whole thing?
Like you said, to me, I think Randy Orton's doing very well as this sadistic, the legend killer kind of guy. As a heel, to me, Randy Orton. I think Randy Orton and Roman Reigns match at SummerSlam is going to be a really good one, and could possibly be match of the night.
Yep, definitely. Next is Natalya versus Paige. This is another fast match. Paige skips to the ring, imitates AJ, and I'm a huge fan of Paige. I think she's great at this whole heel character now she's finally playing. And she wins with the Paige tap out, and she pretty much this whole thing with AJ coming back. Paige is like the I know a lot of fans like both of them, but they obviously, if I had to decide on which one was more over, obviously AJ's more over, even though I can't stand AJ. I never did like her as a face or a heel. I can't get into her, and I know that might sound crazy and everything like that, but but I just can't, I don't know, she just doesn't do it for me. I can't get into it. And Paige, I've always liked Paige. As soon as I seen her, just amazing. And Paige is more of the, with her screaming gimmick and everything like that, she's more of the heel character anyways. AJ, she's so over with the fans that they did the right thing by turning her face and then turning Paige heel when they did the double turn, because it was fine for Paige to take the title from her as a face, and AJ's heel because she left right after that. But obviously, the feud's going to be so much better now that it's the other way around, especially with Paige imitating AJ, saying she's better and everything, saying because she's the underdog pretty much right now, and she's trying to prove to AJ that this is still her house because AJ left, and AJ's saying that she never left pretty much, and this is still her house, and she just let her hold on to her title pretty much. But yeah, this match, this whole feud's going to be amazing. Like me and Joe said on Monday, I'm very excited for it. Paige is a great heel, and AJ is a good face. She's great at her promos and everything. I do want to talk about one little thing though. People have been saying Paige is very boring and she's not a good talker. I'm just like, I don't understand that. I don't think she's as good as AJ, definitely with the talking, and that's really saying something because I can't stand AJ, and I'm even saying that AJ's a way better talker than Paige. But Paige in no way is a bad talker at all, and she's nowhere near as boring. This whole gimmick for her is definitely working, and she's got a lot to talk about, and I think she is better in the ring than AJ. Because, it's kind of like the CM Punk and Seth thing that I always say. Guys, don't kill me. I do think Seth is better in the ring than CM Punk, as much as I do love CM Punk more than Seth, but I do think Seth's better in the ring than CM Punk, and CM Punk's obviously better at talking. It's kind of like AJ and, Paige. Paige is better in the ring, and then AJ's, like her husband, is better at talking. But yeah, I think both of them work very well together, and hopefully when they said, because I talked about on NXT last night that Charlotte's coming up, hopefully they make a great triple threat match with Charlotte, Paige, and AJ. Can you just imagine that? All three of those girls in the ring? Oh man, that would just be great. I'm waiting for that. But anyways, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think so too. To me, Paige versus AJ Lee for the Divas title. Coming up next Sunday night in SummerSlam. I think it's going to be a really good match between the two gals. To me, Paige, I can see her mostly winning it, and then going into Night of Champions, going a back and forth kind of deal. But I just like this feud. I'm a big AJ Lee fan, but I'm getting more into Paige, because I've seen her over the years in NXT. I've always watched her. I'm like, who's Paige? Who's this gal? And, seeing her in NXT, I think to me this is going to be a good feud going into SummerSlam.
Definitely. They have a rematch. Rusev versus Big E, and again, Big E is staying in the face, and not Archer, I'm sorry, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods are not out there with him. So I'm not sure what they're doing with this whole gimmick, if they're going to wait until after SummerSlam to turn them fully heel. But like I said on NXT last night, Xavier Woods said on a main event, I think it was last week or something, that they're sick of listening to the fans and doing what the fans want. So obviously that was kind of like his heel turn, but I really don't know what they're going to do with this. I really hope they do still stick with the whole plan and turning for those three heel, because Big E is better as a heel.
Yeah.
Yes, he was an Intercontinental Champion as a face, but it wasn't cutting out for me as a heel, or as a face, you know. He's definitely better as a heel. They didn't really have much to give him as a face. And then especially Kofi Kingston, his character change, like I said, really needs this bad. And Xavier Woods, I haven't really seen much of him. I heard that he was very good in ROH, though. A lot of people like him. So I'm kind of excited to more see of Xavier Woods, especially with his talking, because it looks like he's going to be the talker for the group. But yeah, I'm definitely excited to see that. But like I said, I don't know what they're going to do with the whole, if they're just going to leave him as face for a few more weeks, and then at SummerSlam, after SummerSlam, they're going to feud with Usos. I'm not really sure. But anyways, Rusev wins again with Big E tapping out. Just a pretty simple match. Kind of surprised Jack Swagger didn't come out. I thought he would, but he didn't come out. So I guess they're gonna continue with more of that flag match at SummerSlam on Monday, because Jack Swagger didn't come out. I was kind of disappointed in that, but your thoughts?
Yeah, to me the match was is pretty much a squash match for Big E. But to me, I wanted to see what they're gonna do with Big E. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. I would like to see him just hold it off until after SummerSlam, and then go into like Night of Champions. You have Kofi Kingston and Big E gonna face the Usos, and you have Xavier Woods gonna face off either against either Sheamus or whoever wins the Intercontinental title. You know, something like that. I would love to see that happen at Night of Champions. Let them hold off until like after SummerSlam, and then continue what they're doing going into Night of Champions.
Definitely. Chris does a promo backstage, and he says pretty much that he's the antidote of Sister Abigail, and that he talks about Bray Wyatt's catchphrase of having the whole WWE our whole world in his hands, but Chris Jericho says he's got the whole WWE universe in his hands. And he says, Bray Wyatt, you want to get crazy at SummerSlam? Let's get crazy at SummerSlam. I'm really excited for this. I really hope Chris Jericho puts over Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt deserves this. I was actually just watching an interview with Bray Wyatt earlier today, and he wasn't even, people were saying that he was still in character, but I don't know if he was said to say this, but he was saying that he didn't like the whole Husky Harris gimmick that he was given, and then his Bray Wyatt gimmick is him, completely, he makes his own, he says his own stuff, he doesn't have a script or anything to say like most people have in the back, when they do their promos. He says, this is me, I pretty much, these are my beliefs and everything like that I say, he's just people come up to me and they're like, oh, I really like the character you play, but he's just I'm not really in character, I'm pretty much myself, because I'm pretty much saying what's on my mind. And I just thought that was really cool, because he still had that whole monotone voice and everything like that. And he just, he seemed like a really, still a really cool guy in real life, but I just thought it was interesting that he was talking about how he did not like the Husky Harris gimmick, and this gimmick's really working for him because he's more himself this time. But Chris Jericho and him is definitely going to be a very good match. I hope he puts him over. because, you know, like I said, Bray Wyatt deserves this and everything like that. And hopefully, I don't know if they're going to feud for one more month or if Bray Wyatt's going to have a new opponent. But if he does have a new opponent, I would like him and Dean to do something. But the thing is Dean's probably going to be feuding with Seth. But hopefully in the next few months down the road, after this is over and Bray needs an opponent, you know, to feud with, I really hope him and Dean do it, because like Dean is obviously probably, I would think, still going to be a face, and Bray is going to be a heel still. So I really think that those two could mash really well together, because they're both kind of got that craziness to them, and both of them can cut a mean promo, and I think that would be a really, really great feud. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think so too. I think, to me, Dean Ambrose against Bray Wyatt, maybe possibly going into Survivor Series or the next whatever pay-per-view that's coming up. But yeah, I think, to me, it would be really good to see Bray Wyatt win this match against Chris Jericho at SummerSlam, and then see what Bray Wyatt can face. I mean, doing with the Dean Ambrose, that would be something cool to see.
And for the last match of the night, it ended in a no contest. It was a DQ. Technically, Dean won, but they didn't say that, so I guess it was a no contest. They're counting it as Dean Ambrose versus Randy Orton. This was a good match before Seth interrupted. But Seth was obviously just getting payback, because on a couple of things, like Dean used to always interrupt his matches right when he was going to win, because Dean almost won. He hit the dirty deeds on Randy, and he was going for the pin, but Seth attacked him, obviously, and he was obviously getting payback for the briefcase too, obviously, for pouring soda and popcorn in the briefcase. And all that stuff, and putting the contract in his mouth and eating it. I had to rewatch that because I didn't even see that. That was so funny. I can't believe he put the contract in his mouth and started eating it. But anyways, so Randy joins in, and then he says he's all yours. And Seth then grabs a pop from the audience, and he just kind of pours it all over Seth, or all over Dean, and in his mouth and all over his hair and stuff like that. And then he does the blackout on him. Overall, this was good. You know, good payback for Seth. It's just going to add the feud to Monday Night Raw for tomorrow. And like I said, I kind of wish I would have seen more of the match. I thought the match was going very good. Got cut short, but I'm definitely excited to see more of Seth and Dean. They're both, you know, Seth's got one on Dean now, so Dean's got to come back on him, you know. And then Seth will probably get him on Smackdown, so it's even, and then so it's even going into SummerSlam, so you don't know who's gonna win. But overall, SmackDown I thought was a lot better this week than last week. Last week I wasn't too big of a fan on, but this week I thought it was way better. Had some better promos, better segments, better matches, definitely. I say if you haven't watched SmackDown yet, I say it's worth watching. I thought it was pretty good. I think there was some pretty good matches, especially with the Seth and Dean. I thought those were some good segments. And yeah, any last closing thoughts?
Friday Night Smackdown, really decent, like you said, really decent episode from last week. Last week was more of a kind of week. But this week, you know, better promos, better segments that were in this show tonight. Really good show. I just give the show a 4.5 out of 5. It was really, really decent show tonight.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Yeah, I thought it was very good. And Michael Miner has a channel. You guys should subscribe to him if you haven't already. He's a very talented guy. He knows what he's talking about. Michael Miner, do you want to tell him about your channel?
Yeah, my channel is pretty much a really good channel. I do NXT, SmackDown, and Monday Night Raw. Starting tomorrow, starting all this week, I'm going to be debuting my radio show. It's going to be Raw podcast, a Raw post podcast just before Monday Night Raw. We'll talk about who we think is going to be the surprise for Hulk Hogan's birthday tomorrow. Segments that are going to be put in there. What we think of what Raw is going to be like next. What Raw is going to be like in this week. So stay tuned for that stuff. I cannot wait to see you guys there to watch, listen to the podcast. It's going to be on Speckler, but we'll be on Google Hangout too. Just do it on the Speckler. So it's going to be a really good radio show tomorrow.
And I will put that link into the description. I still have to put some links in the NXT. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going to do that right after I post this video. But don't forget to like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on our YouTube, and follow us on Twitter, Wrestling Throwdown. It's been a pleasure, guys, and I will see you tomorrow, hopefully, for TNA. Bye.